Hello everyone, and welcome back to another World of Warships Blitz video. So today, you can tell what I'm already looking at, but I said in my recent post that I'd be doing a shipyard review. So I'll be doing a ship from the shipyard, and, I only picked up one of the three, four actually, because I'm not picking up Cancer, which is the Black Audacious. But I wanted to pick out a ship that was pretty unique, and so I picked out this one, the Tier 7 Premium French Cruiser of the Toulon. Now, when this boat came out a couple of years ago, I was very excited for it because one of the Toulon was one of the ships that I had on my wish list that I wanted to come to the game. And it came out in some, event where you had to, I don't know, it's like a soccer thing. I forgot what it was, but it's the same way how you picked up the Haida. But anyway, when it came out, I didn't want to pay money for it. So I was like, nope, I'll just pass along with it. This I think was the second one on my list that I wanted to come out. The first one was the Sevastopol, and we all know how the Sevastopol went. So if the Sevastopol gets better, I'll end up picking it up sometime. But the Toulon. So what do we have here? Well, just by the layout, it's a very French-esque style with, you got your turrets in the front, and you got your secondary in the back. It's like a Borodino, but French. Okay, so let's go into some reviews, or some comparisons. So I got just one. I only brought up the glistener just to compare the secondaries, but they're not the same, so we can get rid of that app. So, the Toulon and the Sherbrooke. So, you're probably wondering why I'm not comparing it to the Algerie. Well, if you just look at this page, you'll see why. So, the Toulon, if the Marseille line started at Tier 7, if it broke off at Tier 6, and went from Tier 7 to Tier 10, the Toulon would be a top tier ship. So, the ship skills are the exact same, except you get auto secondaries and a downgraded engine accelerator. So, if we go into some comparisons, the hit points are, obviously a little bit bigger on the Cherbourg because it's Tier 8, but the armor is pretty much the same. So, you will get hurt easily in this boat. The maneuverability is pretty nice too. For a super cruiser, not so much for a cruiser, but it's workable. The time to full speed though was terrible with 15 seconds. Holy cow. The guns, you do get 305s. Now they are very old 305s, but they are 305s, and at Tier 7 they do hit hard. But there's a little gimmick with them, but that I'll explain once I finish this up. But the reload is obviously a bit weird. 14 seconds is a little much in my opinion, and obviously the range and the damage is a little buff because it's Tier 8 versus Tier 7. The secondaries, you get bigger caliber on the Toulon, but there's another problem with the secondaries too. And you get autos, like I mentioned. You'll occasionally use them if you're getting rushed or you're brawling something, but they're there, extra damage. It's nice. AA is nothing to write home about. You do get FAA, but it's not too much, but it's there if you want it. And then the concealment is not terrible, but it could be better. So, what do we have here then? So, this is obviously a super cruiser. And I unironically love playing super cruisers. And because they're the closest in the battleships. And super cruisers are just fun. So, you get these 305s. Now, if you're aiming at cruisers, you have to hit them in the main belt. If you hit them anywhere else, you will overpen. You have to aim, I would be fighting New Orleans at 3 kilometers, bowing, just absolutely ripping them. But then if I aim a little higher than the main belt, I will overpen. If I aim for the deck, I'm going to overpen, do 200-something damage. The AP has enough to citadel anything at that close a range with the auto aim just straight into the main belt. the pen is great. It's a little too much if you get a little cute with it and start doing the manual aim with cruisers. So that's just kind of the only thing I would have to be cognizant about. Now, the second thing is these secondaries. These secondaries traverse like molasses. And you're not going to be using them a lot either, because you're going to be bowing most of the time. You're going to be playing it like this, basically. And really the only time you'll use it is when you're brawling, or you're having a DD rush you, or you're running away. So, the main guns are obviously your biggest weapon. And they're really good main guns. Dispersion can be a little whack, but they're really good main guns. Okay. With that, let's go into the build. So, historical camo, apart from it being absolutely hideous to look at, it's really solid. Torpedo damage reduction is meh, but it is solid otherwise. The battle honors 10 battles and destroy enemy cruisers in battle. Easy peasy. And then obviously EGO, you don't need to build in torpedo damage reduction. It's kind of stupid. Don't do it. The supplies, I am doing surface detection, main barrier reload, and travert and hit points. Pretty straightforward. Now, the equipment. For the longest time, I did main barrier reload. However, you will get your turret shot off. So don't do it. And with the turret traverse module, you do get a 7.7 degree turret traverse, which is, on paper, isn't too good, but when you're playing it bow in like this, it's workable. Because you're not going to be turning them a lot, you're just going to be having them out in front. Like for this Frostbreak, for example, it's kind of similar playstyle with a 6 degree turret traverse. So, with the Toulon, the goal is to stay bow in as much as possible. So the turret traverse isn't going to affect you that much. And if they know where to aim, they're just going to strip your turrets easily. So, and these turrets are not strong when you have the rapid reload, when you have the reload mod in there. Propulsion in 2, you could go steering, but when you're playing bow in, there's not really much to do in terms of steering. And then I went concealment in slot 3. So that overall gets my reload down, which is at 13.5 seconds. You want to trigger the rapid reload around 5-ish seconds whenever you're going for it. 5-ish seconds will get you, I think, immediately right to the next salvo. So, and I think you'll have like a 8-second reload, I think, with it. So that's just good to know. We'll figure it out. And then my commander. So this is actually the wrong commander. He's just on here for who knows why. Is it you? Yeah, it's you. Okay. So my Club commander, who bounces around everywhere. I guess, yeah, he's good. Underwater protection expert, my torpedo alert. You definitely would probably go artillery maintenance expert. Actually, hold on. Is my Republic commander? No, not ready yet. You do want artillery maintenance expert, but since I have preheating, it's nice to have. Victorious charge, I just don't see building into the AA that much. It's not really useful. You won't get a lot out of it, so I would just go with victorious charge. Fire supremacy for the extra rapid reload. Exploit weakness. You could go generalist, but when you do have the HE up, you do set the occasional fire, so it's good to have. Fully prepared, obviously, because that's the only thing that makes sense. Adrenaline rush 2 also makes sense. Only one that makes sense. And then tier 9 and tier 10, the really important ones, engine overload and master reloader. And then you want ABCS. And you probably want horizontal protection expert because you won't be getting too many citadels. So probably want to get horizontal protection. Okay, we're just going to see if I can actually get a nice camo from the fleet store. If I can find it. Here it is. The fleet shop. Not really anything. This is, yeah, no. Okay. We'll go with the Seaborne Assault. And we're going to just go straight into battle. So, yeah. If you have success with the Marseille line, you will have success in this ship. if you have success in any of the other lines, like just mainly the Cherbourg and the Brest, you will have success. Okay. Yamashiro, Ashitaka, Ganazano, Shores, Fiji, Angel, and Hachiharu. So, this is the best possible outcome for Toulon. This is the best sort of like scenario you can get. 1DD, the map could have been better, but we'll work with it. So we're gonna go to B, because that's our very...
Avant-poste!
And we are going to go provide support for that LP, which is arguably worse than the ship.
Boost du moteur activé.
You get up to 34 knots, which isn't terrible. It's for a cruiser, it's pretty slow, but for a cruiser, that's not bad at all. And yeah, you can just see the secondaries. They do not traverse very well. So we're going to get all our guns on this side, just in case. And we're going to position ourselves right in
Notre
this
équipe a
little
capturé
island,
la zone.
so that we're in the cap.
Notre équipe
we're
capture la
also-
zone. Notre équipe a capturé la zone. Cible ennemi
but
repérée.
also stay covered. So,
Notre équipe capture la zone.
B in A, which means it's probably the Hachiharu. I always really order the Akatsuki shoot. Okay. It's gonna be one of those games. Okay, Ashitaka. Now I should be able to... We're just going... And there's Fiji. If I can get in a close range of Fiji, that would be sweet. Okay, and there's Angel.
Nous sommes attaqués. Joli tir.
Just gotta make sure that that Angel is gone. We have a little brother. I'm already backing up, so these might miss. Yeah, just hit my bow. Kind of overbend. Okay. There's Yamashiro. Which also has another ship I wanted to bet in Blitz, but I just didn't think it was worth it. Yeah, you play this thing like any tier 8 French super cruiser. If you play the forward Uno 2, you will have success. Okay. At 8 kilometers.
Beau travail.
Not bad damage. Well, too many seconds.
Navire ennemi verrouillé.
We'll make it work. Okay.
Rechargement rapide activé.
Try to exploit the armor as much as we can. Gotta aim a little higher. Just trying to see if I can
Cible touchée.
maybe. That was better. Now these are really old 305, so these are like World War I. So they're not compared to the Cherbourg.
Nous avons touché l'ennemi.
Because I would be doing 1,500, so yeah, Algeria is doing good. There's our Fiji. Heavy battle. That would be great.
Nous sommes touchés.
Yeah, we're doing some decent damage. We're gonna see if we can do some these falling. Can I do
Notre équipe capture la zone.
Okay, we need to get out of here.
Capturer la zone C. Boost du moteur activé.
Ashitaka is gotta go. So we're gonna try to
Nous sommes attaqués. Cible touchée. Détruire navire ennemi.
There's a nice citadel. Big amount like
Capturer la zone C.
turns out. Yeah, that was very good. But we're gonna see if we can do one more. But yeah,
Capturer la
it seems
zone
like we got
C.
this in the bag otherwise. This is another but I really want. I would love a Black Nagato. But I don't really know what happened. I thought we had a DD No, the DD went all the way over here. Okay. Well, if the DD stayed on our side,
Notre
that would
équipe
be
a
great,
capturé la
but
zone. Notre équipe a capturé la zone.
it's okay. So, yeah, we got the Yamashiro and the Fiji on that side. And I'm guessing the Hatsuharu on that side, too. But with just me and a Algerie, we weren't going to be able to do a whole lot. But we did take out the Ashitaka, which is really nice.
So, in reality, you're probably a little bit better of a game than that. However, when your teammates don't do what they're supposed to do and don't accompany you on the flank, it's okay. It's not going to be too much of a fight, but yeah. The Toulon, it hits hard. For sure it hits hard. However,
It can be very, very trollish at times. Like you said, it's but you saw a couple times with the
Notre équipe est sur le point de gagner.
it's kind of played this game a little bit, and I'm hoping that I am not have a very good habit of fixing anything soon.
so I'm just going to go into the final thought. If you haven't picked up in the shipyard, and if you enjoyed the Marseille line, or you enjoy super cruisers in general, pick it up. And what's not too bad for you. If you enjoy the playstyle though. However, if you're more of a support cruiser, if you're more of a kind of all-around jack of all trades cruiser, it's probably not the best boat for you. The Toulon is
It's niche in the sense that it'll have its games and its moments, but it's not. The Black Fuso isn't really meta in Tier 6, and neither is the Black Viking Tier 8. But all these boats in the shipyard are niche, and if you enjoy their playstyles, you'll get those couple games where you can do 100,000 points of damage, which I've done the Toulon. Anyway, thanks for all the support, guys. 50 subscribers. It's not a lot, but thank you so much. I looked one morning and it went from 49 to 55. So when we get a little bit more, I'm gonna try to talk to Maddie about doing a giveaway. But thank you guys so much for your support, and I'm gonna keep giving you videos like this, and I will always listen to your suggestions. So if there's anything you want to see, I'll make a video for it if I have it. So